Yeah, so I'm just going to spend a few minutes just saying where we are currently with DAFNI, and how we might work, how people might use DAFNI and how we might work together on this. So, as I think I mentioned already, I'll get the page to turn. DAFNI is sort of our current phase of DAFNI, at least, is our development program. Started nearly 4 years ago now, is in its final year. The first 2 years, we had a very intense requirements gathering, design, implementation, prototyping phase. We've been doing a very intense development over the last year or so, building on that original earlier work to kind of deliver our final platform. That's still ongoing. So it is a bit of a moving target. Some of those features that Tom showed us and Bethan showed us today weren't there a few weeks ago. So it is actually a moving target. We were scheduled to finish in March. That's now been extended out, so we got an extension through to September, and would expect to have a final version ready sort of in the summer, and go through to a production phase of the project, and that's when we're delivering a service platform. As Steve and Simon mentioned, there's been also, as a parallel investment, a number of hardware developments. All the university partners have shared a hardware pot to have local installations, which Simon mentioned, what's happening at Cranfield, to provide pieces of equipment that can work with the central platform for the local projects. And we've also been getting a lot of pilot users on the platform. We had a quite extensive pilot program. I'll show you some of the examples of that. And over the last year, we've also had a champions program, which I'll mention on a later slide. And we've also had quite a really extensive outreach program. We've done a lot of webinars. We've done some hackathons. We've done some hackathons with the urban observatories. That's something I think we'd like to do more of. And we're also penciling in a final, well, more than penciling in now, it's kind of firming up on a final event, which has now been moved to July, and we'll see that as a launch event for the final for the final delivery. I just dropped this slide in because people said, what is the hardware we have available? And I kind of omitted it from my previous presentation, just to give give an indication of the scale. We have 22 server nodes, 792 CPU nodes, cores in that, and a collection of GPUs nodes, which we as part of that cluster. And that's supplemented by 2 petabytes of storage, some of which is very fast storage. In fact, we are implementing some additional fast storage particularly for local data manipulation and databases during model runs. It is in our machine room at RAL, which well, you may know, but it's kind of a major machine room for the academic community in the UK, sharing with a number of other different facilities, like the particle physics tier 1 data store and the environmental sciences Jasmine superdata cluster, are all based in the same machine room. And I said it's set up as a Kubernetes cluster. I call it a sort of HTC platform because it's kind of configured for lots of individual model runs rather than very large MPI jobs. So that gives us a number of and there's sort of number of different restrictions like give, which we can change over time as people need to scale up and their models. We can provide, we can configure that as we need. I mentioned the Champions program. We established a Champions program last spring. which was a sort of extension of our pilots program. This time we were wanting to fund supporters in our across our university partners to do particular pilots, to give us requirements and do some promotion of DAFNI within the university. And we appointed about 5 different champions projects. Simon Blaine, Adrian Hickford at the University of Southampton, just Rambo working with Mike Batty at UCL, looking at integrating the effect of COVID on transport. Simon, who's already discussed what he's doing at Cranfield, and Christian Jeans, and I gave an example of the work that he's been doing on digital twins in Sheffield. And a sort of slightly different project was the infrastructure research ontology project led by Liz Varga and involving Steve and Ian and Cranfield. And this was looking at what the ontology landscape is in this sector and how we might best support those research ontologies, develop and research those in the future development of DAFNI. Sustained DAFNI, yes. So we're doing our development plan. That's what been our development phase. Our phase 1, we're working on our sustainability plan for phase 2 and beyond for a long-term sustainability. What we want to try to do is get some hybrid where we get some core platform support and contributions to projects. We're talking with EPSRC at the moment about how we're going to get that platform support, that core support, and that would give us ability to run as a platform and extend the user base. And as I said, for many users in relevant areas who have a sort of standard use of the platform, would give free access. They'd be available on the platform. The platform would be available for them. They can try it. They can run their models. They can access the data. For larger, more resource-intensive models for things that require adaptations or changes to the platform, that's kind of come and talk to us. We would. There we would look for, would there be a suitable contribution from a project that can help support those extra jobs. And then so we're in this phase 2 phase, we're looking at sort of extending the platform further. We sort of want to do some work on supporting for digital twins and the data platform to support that, looking at maybe supporting machine learning, possibly, rich data infrastructure, with ontologies and extending the framework for integrating models. And projects like OpenClim, as I mentioned, are sort of driving requirements on how we might provide a richer and more user-friendly framework for bringing models together in richer and more powerful ways. And we're working with a wide range of partners. DAFNI Consortium is as you've seen, has got 12 leading universities in the field, and we're gradually extending that out with contacts and projects with a wider range of universities. And we are also talking a lot and working with projects with the research councils, particularly EPSRC, NERC and STFC, which is our own paymasters. And we are making contacts in government, National Infrastructure Commission, the Office of National Statistics, the Ordnance Survey, BASE itself, and then agencies such as the Environment Agency, DEFRA, Bank of England. So we're making quite a large number of contacts, and then we're also sort of talking to a lot of people in industry. Industry is our kind of long-term aim. At the moment, we are very much working in the academic sector, but of course our academic partners are generally working with government agencies and industry. So part of the long-term things, the part of the project is how do we make the models and research that's on the platform more accessible to government and industry, and more usable to sort of non-technical users, if you like. So within a research program, we could see that DAFNI could play a number of different roles. Access and explore other people's data sources and models. You can see, explore the subject, see what's going on, try things out. Prepare data, organize and share data resources within a research team. Giving access controllers in the sort of group model we've discussed to collaborators, so distributed research team can work together on the platform. Develop new techniques, like build up, deploy and scale up models, so combine a couple of those together into new workflows and then visualize results. And publish results, release the data, release the models and visualizations, allow other people to access them. And keep those for the long term as a legacy. So I think we have a valuable role to play within a research program. And my final word is we're open for business. I mean, if you have a suitable pilot, suitable idea you'd like to try out within the current program, discuss with Steve, discuss with Simon, get in touch with us, particularly anyone from the team. We can provide logins to try it out. And in the future projects, well, it should be free and available for sort of regular use. And if you feel that it plays a suitable role in your project, please consider whether you can include it in your grants. We're eligible for research grants, or discuss also about other funding routes as well. So we have a cost model. We have idea of costs based on resource usage and RSC time that people might need for the platform. So please come and talk to us. That's our contact address, or contact us, one of us, directly. So thank you for listening. I think we're now open for questions.